those twice. Welcome to
The 3 Ps
in a podcast.
I'm Alina. I'm a first-year student, and I'm on the softball team.
I'm Sylvia. I'm also a first-year student at New College, and my AOC is undecided, but I can't wait to see what the school has to offer.
My name's Anna. I am a first-year student also, and I'm currently studying environmental studies. So, Alina, why don't you start us off just by telling us a little bit how you decided to come to New College? Like, what brought you here?
Well, obviously, I wanted to play softball in college.
Okay.
I wanted to stay in Florida because ain't no way I'm going in the cold, even though it's cold now.
Fair.
So I was like, I went to a camp, and actually my friend Ashlyn, she was talking to Coach Allie, our coach, and I kind of snuck my way into the conversation, and I really, really loved Coach Allie and what she had for the program. So I was like, you know what, why not try it? And here I am, New College of Florida.
Okay, so they kind of picked you?
Yeah.
Okay. Special.
How long have you been playing?
I've been playing since I was 7. I was a baby. I did t-ball. It was
that's
just
cute.
one other girl and me and my sisters with all the boys in baggy raised
La
shirts.
la.
That's cute.
Yes.
That's cute. Sisters? How many sisters do you have?
2 sisters. I'm a triplet.
Wow.
Isabel, I hope you're watching this.
Wow.
What does
And
your
Juju.
sister do here?
She's actually on the softball team with me.
Really?
Yeah, she is.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's
How is
good.
that experience having a sibling on a sports team with you?
It's
Is it
been
like
my
a weird
whole life.
rivalry, or is it like you're just used to it and it would feel weird if she wasn't there? Like,
I've played with them for about 10 years, and this is the first time I'm not playing with Juliana, my other sister, 'cause she's in Boca.
She
I
ditched?
love playing with my sisters. It's this bond that we have that I don't think anyone could have because we're the same age. So we get to be on the same team. We get to be in the same level.
yes.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's
That's crazy.
There's always a little bit of competition, you know?
Do you feel like
Always
you've
the
ever had to
fastest.
deal
Yeah.
with that, though? Do you feel like you've ever had to deal with, like, heightened competition or, like, between all of you? Do you feel like if one of you was getting a little better than the others, that it would feel more like we all have the exact same,
Yeah.
like, situation? Like, how are you better?
Since
Or
we all
any-
play different positions and we all had our different
Yeah.
strong suits, I think there maybe was a time where I would get jealous, but
Mhm.
I've grown out of it. I'm proud of what they do. If they get a hit, I'm like, yeah. if the mistake happens, I'm sad. I also have this like emotional connection to them on the field. So like if something happens, I'm like, like, you know, we don't talk to each other while we play either.
Really?
So you just telepathic.
Yeah. Well, okay, so Juju, my other one, Juliana, she would sometimes yell at me, and I would yell at her back sometimes in the outfield because she can be a pain in the butt.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
You can yell. You can yell at your sister, but not like you yell at another player. So
Do you guys have any siblings?
I have 3. By you?
I have 5.
5?
I like
you-
to say that I have 5. I have 2 stepbrothers, and then 2 half brothers, and then 2 real siblings.
I see.
So wait, that's
Oh.
6.
Wait a second.
Hold up.
I have 6 siblings. My bad.
Where are you in, like, the age range of your
I
siblings?
am directly in the middle.
Really?
Actually, yeah. So I'm the middle kid in every scenario. Like, I'm the
How old is
firstborn
the
daughter.
youngest, or
The youngest is, I'm gonna say, maybe
you just make
7.
it 7?
Yeah.
I'm
That's
the baby.
The baby.
Well, out of 2 minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes. But I'm still,
everyone else is
the
ancient.
baby. I was only. Everyone's so ancient. Yeah, I was only 3 pounds 4 ounces when I was born.
3 pounds 4
Aw,
ounces.
Like a tiny baby.
Mhm.
I don't know what that means. I think I was fat baby. I don't know.
For
Wow.
reference, my sister was a huge baby. She was 12 pounds at birth.
12.
Wow.
My poor mom.
Wow.
Holy
She had to
shit.
carry that.
12-pound baby.
Your poor mother.
That's what I'm
Damn.
saying.
She's carrying around a watermelon.
You know
bigger than
watermelon. That makes me
Like-
scared to get pregnant. Like, maybe I shouldn't have kids.
You're like, I could end up literally being pregnant with a watermelon.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I used to have a cat that weighed like 13 pounds. He was so chunky.
The
But I love
round
that.
ones.
My
Yes.
mom.
Yes.
And my mom, she gained like 100 pounds.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I can't
Yeah,
imagine
normal.
triplets
I mean,
too.
3
though.
babies.
It's normal. It's normal.
Oh my
You know,
gosh.
Sylvia, why don't you tell us why you came to New College?
Yeah. I lived in Washington State, all the way on the other side of the country, pretty much as far away from here as you can get while still being continental U.S. And I lived there up till I was 16. And then all of the lockdowns for COVID happened. And while the rest of the country was opening up, my school was threatening to go for a third year, all completely shut down. I didn't see any, like I had one field trip to a teacher's house where we all stood outside with masks on, social distance, in 2 whole years of school. It was literally 2 years straight.
Side note, a
of
teacher's
doing-
house?
Yeah.
A
Well,
field
she
trip?
had like, it was outdoors, but we couldn't meet out anywhere in public because
Right.
everywhere was locked down. And so we were like outside at like a picnic table type thing because we had like
Aw.
our end of the year. We were making rock boxes in geology.
Wow.
And we had to do that. But it was 2 years straight of not leaving the house pretty much. Like it would be 8 hours of school online, followed up with your homework. Everyone's scared to go outside. No one is talking with each other. Like if you like ask to meet up with someone, like people thought you were trying to kill other people by spreading it. Like for 2 years straight, everywhere else was opening up. Like Florida had been
Except you
open for
guys.
so long. And the whole, especially I think just the West Coast in general, was just a mess. Everyone was getting sick, but not even COVID. Everyone was just getting sick because everyone had been locked in their houses for 2 years straight.
Yeah, that's fair.
And we're like, I'm not going to spend my whole high school sitting in my room at a computer the whole time. And we ended up going on a big road trip down the whole West Coast to Texas to see where my cousins were moving. And then they were like, we're halfway to Florida. Why don't we just continue to Florida to check it out? We loved it so much. We spent 45 days here. We went back to Washington. And then my parents ended up flying down, found a house here. We sold our house in Washington. And then 2 months later, after having gone to Florida for the first time, we drive all the way down to Florida, and I've been here ever since. And then I found the school randomly. My dad was just looking around at colleges. He's like, this is a very interesting way that they teach at this school. Like having no grades and having like the contract system, because I was homeschooled my whole life since first grade. So this was so similar to kind of how I've already been schooled. They were like, this is so interesting. We should check it out. And here I am.
That's so interesting.
Across the whole country, homeschooling since I was 6.
Wow.
So am I the only Floridian?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You are.
you are the only Floridian.
Because we know you're not.
No.
No.
I'm
Speaking
from
of that,
Jamaica.
why don't you give your story?
My story is a little bit different. So I'm from Jamaica, so I really did a lot of research on different colleges in Florida. Florida's close to home, and it's really a second Jamaica in a lot of places. But at first, New College wasn't the plan. I was supposed to go to Broward College in like Fort Lauderdale. And then as soon as I was supposed to leave, my dad died, and then I had to stay an extra year and just heal, really. And I ended up working. So I graduated high school in 2023, and then I ended up working for a year. And then I found New College, and it was close to a beach. That was was one of my criterias. It's close to a beach, and it's on the West Coast, kind of, right? So it wasn't near where I'd been anywhere or where I knew. And so, yeah, I just chose it. It seemed nice. And so I just wing it. And
Has it lived up to your expectations, or I guess how has it been? How has it lived up, and how is it like, I guess, what would you have wished was different?
it's a big change
Yeah.
because I've never really lived in America. So things are very different. I've gotten used to a lot by now, but yeah, it was hard to kind of adjust.
How do you feel about the Florida drivers?
You are weird. Florida drivers do not compare to Jamaica drivers. The Jamaican taximen are just absolute crazy. They belong in an insane asylum.
Crazy, but like they're so crazy, and they like drive so crazy that they're like good.
Yes. Yes.
I thought
They think
I
they
was-
There's
have
like a
skill.
difference between like crazy, but like all the crazy works, and then crazy, but you're like you probably should not have a license at
Yeah.
all. Like,
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna die in Morocco with their drivers. Oh my gosh!
Like what why did you go to Morocco? Is that like the craziest
Okay.
place that you've been?
Okay, the only place I've been to is the United States of America
Uh-huh.
and Canada.
Okay.
This was our senior trip / not senior trip, like my parents wanted to do something for us, and obviously I wanted to go to Italy. I wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to go to
Have an adventure.
Greece because Mamma Mia. That's my like. But we ended up going to Morocco, and I mean,
Here I
it-
go again.
my, how can I resist ya?
Okay,
Mamma
sorry. I'm
Mia.
sorry. I just had to interrupt. Go ahead. go
Okay,
ahead.
okay. So we went to Morocco, and we went to okay, wait, what was I gonna say?
You were at Morocco.
So no, how my parents did this is that they did a presentation. They did a presentation, and we didn't know
Okay.
what country it would be.
Okay.
And once they played the music, it was like Greece music. So here we go. We're screaming, we're jumping, we're like, we're going to Greece, we're going to Greece. They're like, guys,
It was like cartoon style. The music
it was
just dies. It just shuts off, and you're like,
So my parents are really good at surprises. Like they would surprise us with Disney World. Like they would do like the whole shebang. They'd be like, we're not going to school today. We're going to Disney World, and they would put on
Cute.
shirts and they would do the whole thing.
Aww.
So like
super
it's always
cute.
something like if
love
we're
that.
traveling or whatever. But yeah, we went to Morocco, and I was surprised. The culture there, everything. I saw many different things. We went to the Sahara Desert. I got to ride camels in the Sahara Desert. I stayed
Ooh.
overnight in the Sahara Desert.
Wow.
my
So I mean, these are
goodness.
things that people dream of, and I'm so grateful I got to do it.
It's a cool experience.
I do wish I would have got the sand, like put it in a bottle.
So you have like a memory.
Yeah, I do wish I did that.
Like a little souvenir.
But then I saw a chopped off camel head.
oh, just out and
And
about.
That's not a good
When we were
image.
going down this market, it's like this famous market that people would go down, and it was like these. If you're claustrophobic, it's awful. It's like these little lanes that you would go through, and we had the guide. If we didn't have a guide, I probably would have died.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what it's called.
So I used to live in Qatar, and there were these things called the souk. You can look that up. That's kind of like the market that she's talking about. And it's so tiny, and it smells like just a whole bunch of spices. Like my nose is on fire. It was I don't know.
Fuego.
Indians, I mean, they basically bathe in it, and so when you go into a store like that and it's crammed, it's just armpit everywhere. That's all you smell.
Like, you know how like America we have like coffee, and like they had tea. So every place we went to, even if it was like lunch, breakfast, dinner, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, they would always have tea for us.
Yeah.
Like that was like
Huh.
the first thing that you would drink, and they love their Coke.
Wow.
Love their Coke.
Okay. Interesting.
Yes.
I really imagined with that.
Have you gone any place cool or
Yeah.
interesting?
That was the reason I was homeschooled. So yes, I was
Oh.
homeschooled that I could travel and not have like the restraints of a school
Wow.
system.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. I'm just
Yeah, that was the reason. I'm grateful that I was in a lucky situation where
Yeah.
that could be the case.
That's
like,
amazing.
so my dad, he works, but then my mom's stay-at-home mom with my 3 siblings and I. And my dad worked in tech, so he could take his work pretty much global wherever he went. And so we would go on trips, and he would be like in the hotel room in the Airbnb, and he would be working from wherever we were.
Wow.
And way back when I was younger. So now when we travel, we will do like hotels or Airbnbs. But when I
Right.
was really young, we used to do this thing called home exchange, where you like connect with a family somewhere in the world. And instead of like renting a place, instead you guys just fly to each other's houses. Like you get it like set up like Airbnb, and you stay in their house like as it is. They stay in your house as it is. And so
Wow.
This is just like the movie The Holiday.
yes.
It's like the plot to that when they're on like the
Yeah.
Christmas, like they both want to like get out of their lives, so they both go on this website and they're like, hey, like just come to my house for a day and we'll swap houses, and that's like the
Yeah.
whole.
That's what I did.
Interesting.
And
But
we
did you fall
it.
in love?
I did not. Thankfully, I was very young at that time.
Oh.
I mean, I was 8, so maybe I did.
Yeah.
No, but we went to Australia, and we did home exchange the whole time in Australia. And it was crazy because instead of it being like Airbnb where it's very commercial, it was kind of like you get thrust into someone's life. Like there's toys that they play with. You have all of their like decorations in their rooms.
Oh my gosh.
You're going to be like in their space, and it feels so much more personal. And so we'd see pictures, because we used to live on a lake, and they would send like selfies at the lake, like, look at us, like we're out on the barge, we're having a great time.
You would
like
send
this
them back
and back at their house, and just like it was so fun seeing people like experience what I loved at my house, and then getting to experience what they loved at their house and sharing
It's
it.
kind of like a flat Stanley type
Yeah,
vibe.
exactly.
Yeah.
Gosh.
That's
That's really cool.
At this point, I've probably been to, I think, around 14 countries, between 12 and 14, and then over 20 states.
I'd have always wanted to travel with my spouse or whoever I'm going to be with.
Yeah.
That is one thing. That's definitely a bucket
On the
list
bucket
thing.
list.
To share an experience with that with someone that you love
I agree.
is something
true.
that I think I would always
Go
want
to
in my
Italy.
life. Italy, yes.
Go to Italy for that.
Italy.
That would be
Also the food.
Yes, I agree.
The food.
I want to go like wine tasting in Italy.
I want to be the white one with wine in my hand. Like, like, what is
Like,
this? Swirl it.
Oaky.
Yes.
It's
It's giving a little berry.
it's giving
Coastal
cherry.
Italy.
It's yeah.
It's
It's
the
giving.
aromatics of the wine.
Oh,
Yes.
that's right. Got to get the temperature right too. Yeah, I think maybe the craziest place that I've ever visited would have to be Egypt.
Egypt.
We went on like a carriage ride, and then we went to, instead of going inside the pyramids, we went to the side of the pyramids. Not sure why. I was really young. And then we got to like climb up the side of it a little bit. And I just like remembering it now is just like weird, because I never really had the appreciation for what is going on, you know? And so now just looking back at it, it's like, wow, like I know what that is now, and that's really cool that I got to do that. But I mean, I definitely do, like what you said, want to travel more in the future. I just gotta get the money up.
Right.
That's the thing.
What's like the bucket list of places you would go? Like if you could think of, maybe I'll just say 5 to keep it like broad, so it's not like, oh, my favorite, where would I pick? Like
Okay.
5.
So I had an obsession with Star Wars, and in one of the scenes in one of the prequel movies, they filmed it at Lake Como, Italy. And if I marry someone rich, or if I become rich, okay, let's not
Marry
discriminate.
rich?
Discriminate.
Okay.
That is where I would be married, right there, Lake Como, Italy. So I
That
would
would be
love
beautiful.
to
Destination
travel there.
wedding.
Yes, destination wedding, definitely for me.
Okay.
100%. If I'm rich, or if the person I'm with is rich.
You're not going
If
broke for
she's
the wedding.
Oh no! Oh no! I will have violins though. That is one thing. What would you have at your? I know this is kind of off topic, but if you had any like destination wedding,
A grand piano,
yes.
but a white
Destination wedding. What? Grand piano?
But
one.
she would
said,
have
what
that.
would you have?
Like a-
What would you
Ew.
have at a wedding?
and your destination.
Somewhere warm. I don't know where it would be. Somewhere not somewhere with snow. I know that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Growing up in Washington State, I had enough snow,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really pretty. But for my wedding, I'd rather be somewhere
Yeah.
warm.
Okay, but
thinking like a
side note, you
beach.
look beautiful in the snow. Like I could see you, like definitely, like
all done up.
yes.
With the little snow falling.
My little
Snow
hat.
angel. You could make snow angels after you're married in the snow.
Aw,
One
that
time
would be
I
cute.
was-
That would be cute.
I was up in the mountains, and at the very top, so it goes to like a little, it's like an alpine slide type thing. But if you go further, there's a lodge. And we went there during the winter one day because we were going to go sledding. And there had been a wedding at the very top up at the lodge. And the whole bridal party, the whole wedding party skied down after the ceremony. Like the
Oh
bride
my
was in her
gosh.
dress, like she had like a short dress, like a wedding dress, and she was
Aw.
skiing right next to the groom. The whole
Yeah.
wedding party
Aw.
skied down the mountain.
That's a badass right there.
Yeah.
You go, girl.
That's a badass
And you know
wedding.
what? Those pictures are probably hanging up in her house right now.
Oh yeah,
That
She
would
talks
be-
about that
yeah.
every day. I mean, yeah.
that's amazing.
Yes.
When you have, if you will have kids or have kids, do you think your experience in life, would you tell them like your stories?
My stories,
Like, yeah.
for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
would.
I think so.
Yes.
Maybe like more and more as they get older.
I agree.
But definitely now I view my mom as like an actual person.
Yeah,
Like this is
that's
her
yeah.
first time living too, you know? And like she's basically my best friend. Like she's awesome.
My mom's my best friend too. She's also a therapist, so.
Ooh.
Guys, do you think that mom should be mom's first, best friend second, or the other way around?
Mom's first.
Yeah.
Mom's first.
mom's
You're always a
first.
mom first.
Yeah.
Always. You're a
I
mom
feel like
before
it-
you were my best friend.
Yes.
So I
Mhm.
think that counts as something.
Mhm.
So if it was
Definitely.
in like a situation between like if you needed a mom and you need like your best friend, you'd probably go with her being mom first.
I think a best friend, you understand maybe each other better, but your mom understands you thick and thin, inside
Mhm.
out.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe there are things you don't tell your mom,
Mhm.
and you don't tell your best friend, but your mom will always be there, always and forever. So
That's actually very true.
I
yeah.
do, yeah.
I've had experiences where I've lost a lot of friends, and you know what? My mom was there the whole time,
Mhm.
so she's gonna be there.
What do you think's like one thing that, I don't know, maybe your mom will see this or not, but like what's one thing that
Shut
you
up, Mom.
wish you could like or have told your mom or that you admire about her that like maybe she doesn't know already?
That I think she needs time to herself. She is always caring for us, even when we're at college. Me and my sisters. I mean, I know you probably didn't know this, but I mean, I've gone through so much in my life, and she's always been there. I mean, she lost her mom when I was 10, so she was about 45. I've seen her go through pain. I've seen her go through a lot, and she's always there for me. She's always there to fight for us. I know. My whole life, you know, we have dyslexia, ADHD. She's fought for my sister, get her in a good school, get us in a good school. Softball, she drove us hour and a half there and back every day, advocating for us. I mean, my mother is everything to me, so I truly think, yeah.
Yeah.
I love you,
It's
Mom.
really touching my heart right now.
What about you, Anna?
Oh my
What do you
gosh.
think what would be your message to your mom?
Wow. That was a lot. That was a lot. I think I would probably tell her, yeah, I guess make time for yourself too, because I mean, self-care is very important, and she is always looking after everybody in the house. Me and my siblings are not easy. Yeah, just simple. Just makes up time for yourself. Like, do things that you love.
Mhm.
Eat
'Cause I-
popcorn, watch movies.
I think that is one thing maybe a mom doesn't see now is the things that she used to do that she
Mhm.
loved.
Yeah.
Maybe she didn't bring
Yeah.
back into her life, you
Yeah.
know?
Mhm.
What about
Yeah.
you, Celia?
I would probably tell her that all her efforts don't go unnoticed, because I feel like moms, you know, they get in this routine of like, I cook for you, or I do your dishes, I do your laundry, like just nice things that a lot of moms do. And at a certain point, like even if you are aware that she's doing that, I think that most people aren't truly as grateful for what she's doing, but we all notice
Absolutely.
it. Like
Absolutely.
if you're being cooked a meal, you're obviously going to know that you were cooked a meal if you didn't have any food in front
Yeah.
of you. But it's like, I don't think moms get the appreciation for all that they do every single day. They show up and show out.
Hallelujah.
So I would tell my mom
Hallelujah. I
that
agree.
all of her efforts and everything she does, and she goes over the top for
Yes.
everything, like accommodating me and my friends and what I want and then what everyone else wants. I feel like just that is something so beautiful that she can do. And so I
Mhm.
would probably tell her that all of her efforts don't go unnoticed, and that we're all rooting for her and all of her dreams, and we want to like give back to her,
That
especially
is
now
so
that we're
awesome.
older.
Yes.
Yes.
We can finally like get
Absolutely.
back into
Yes.
Yeah.
putting more of ourselves into her as
Yeah.
she's done for us, and same
Let's
thing
not
with
leave the dads
siblings.
unnoticed.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't have.
I mean,
Yes, but
But-
I think it goes for all
Anyways.
family.
Mhm.
I think we can put more into our family, especially like
Yeah.
siblings as well. I feel like siblings are a
yes.
tough one because obviously you're growing up with them, and at times they can be very annoying, or they can kind of get on your nerves, or you're like, why are you acting this way? But those
Mhm.
are people that should be your
Yes.
closest connection. And if
Yeah.
you can maintain that, like it's
You can
hard, but
maintain-
if you can maintain that as well, that will be lifelong.
see, since my siblings were the same age, we kind of went through the same things together.
Mhm.
But it's also kind of like we didn't, because they're individuals. We're.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, triplets,
Mhm.
but we are individual people. We don't look alike. We have our own opinions. We fight. I think that's one thing people definitely think that we do, but we're not. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like my brother and I are long distance best friends.
Aw.
Like, we'll call each other and like nothing's ever act like nothing's ever happened. Like we didn't just talk for 2 months ago or something like that. Like we can call like nothing. But I agree 110% with Sylvia. Like sometimes I just give my mom a hug.
Mhm.
Because she needs it and she deserves it. And I just tell her, you know what? I appreciate all that you've done for me. She's a big part in my life. And just, you know what? Shout out to all moms out there.
Yes, we
Shout
love
out to
you.
the moms.
Shout out to all the moms.
Love you. Happy Mother's Day when it comes.
Yeah, when it comes around the corner.
Every day. is
Yeah.
Maybe we should
Mother's
drop
Day.
this on Mother's Day.
Yeah.
For the moms.
For the moms.
I know. What's something that you would, so if that was something you would tell your mom, what would be something that you would tell past you?
Mm.
Like looking back now, being the age you are, like what pops to your head when you first hear that question?
I think for me, you were always beautiful. I think maybe I've had rough patches where I definitely didn't think I was. I mean, whew. But not just beauty on the outside, beauty on the inside. I can be tough on
Yeah.
myself. I know
Yeah.
I can be. If I make
Absolutely.
mistakes with friends or I make an action mistake, I do something that is not right in my heart, and I don't realize it now, that's something that I need to be kind to myself because I am learning, and, we all learn. So I think-
Absolutely, I agree. We're all growing every day. Something I would tell my past self. It's okay. It's okay to feel the way that you do. And it's okay to have feelings. It's okay to feel. Because that's how we are. That's how we were created. And it's okay. You don't have to beat yourself up because you're feeling a certain way. It's okay.
Yeah, I feel like mine kind of builds off of yours, where it's okay to not know everything. I feel like that's been a problem with me too, where I'm like, okay, well, this doesn't make sense why I'm feeling this way or why this happened. Like, but is it my fault? Like, could I have prevented this? Or I should know something, but I don't know it.
Yeah.
And then you get in that headspace of like, why don't I know? Like, this should be obvious to me. And so kind of just
Yeah.
like building off of what you two have said as well, because I think those are very true as well. But just knowing that it's okay to live life and learn as you go, and you don't have to know everything 100% all of the time.
Snaps to that.
Snaps.
That's such a American thing. It's like
Snaps?
we would never do that in Jamaica. I don't
What's
think
like-
so.
What do you think is the most American thing
Just in general, or
to you?
Hanging the flags outside of your house.
America.
I think that's the most American thing that I've seen.
Political hats. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's very American. The bald eagle, wow. Shirts that
No,
are
I feel like the
America.
bald
No,
eagle is pretty.
shirts that are like America for life, bald eagle, pow pow.
Yeah.
That,
It
my
screams
friends,
4th of July, America.
caw.
burgers on the grill, hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Yeah.
We got pool, like just like the smell of pool water on a hot day. Like to me is American.
Interesting.
Like
Yeah.
the pools, like the 4th of July fireworks, the red dye 40.
See,
Red dye 40.
okay, see, one of my
Can't go
favorite
without that.
feelings in the world is a full day at the beach at the sunset where you're sandy, but you feel that your skin is still hot, like you're tan, nearly tan, bun up, sand everywhere. You're going home and then you take a nice shower.
I love that.
That is life to me. That is
I
worth
love that.
living.
I love that.
What's a feeling like in life that you would just love? Like,
I would have to say a beach day as well. But where I really began to see appreciation for the earth and like actually what made me want to study like environmental studies was in the mountains and just like seeing the trees and just like I just saw the bigger picture and like this is the earth and like it's alive and we're alive and you know we're destroying it. So I'd have to say maybe the mountains. Just really have an appreciation.
Yeah, I think that mine actually, like, just appreciation of feeling outside and being in nature actually stemmed from when I did anatomy and physiology and I studied the human body and just seeing how like intricate every single thing is in the human body and how it all works together so flawlessly for the most part. Like everything is meant to fix itself and your body is like amazing at doing that. And then I was like, okay, look at everything around us that's also functioning at such a high capacity at all times and things that go really unnoticed, like the sky being clear, the sun coming up, like the sound of waves on the beach, sound of birds, the way that the leaves change and fall and grow, all of that.
It really is just beautiful.
To me,
Beautiful.
it's how I can place a song into a memory.
Yes.
I absolutely adore that. If
Okay.
it's a summer song, I don't have a specific song, but maybe I do.
Feeling good. Hey.
Feeling
like I should.
Hey.
Right.
Yes.
Oh no, Brazil. Do you know that song Brazil? Maybe that.
You know what I'm talking about? I
Not
don't know.
that song, but there's a song that's from Brazil. Look it up.
That's my
But
phone.
that song and the memories I have, it could be that song. It could be multiple different songs, but just to maybe listen to that song again and have that memory again is beautiful. And I love that.
Yeah. I think a similar feeling to that is if you're like going through a hard time or something and then you have someone that you talk with and you kind of like let everything out and then it starts to flow naturally
Yes.
out and you're not like forcing anything and then like that hug at the end or whatnot and you just feel like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders, just calm and like everything is, it might not have changed the situation at all, but you've let it all go and you've accepted it and you've talked about it. Just that feeling of like,
Yeah.
I can take a deep
You know
breath
what?
now.
When you say that, I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it. I
Yeah.
just, after like you're crying to someone, you're emotionally bearing yourself to someone. After you feel so like,
Yeah.
I'm okay. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. Like I've been going to therapy since I was 15.
Wow.
And that's how I feel. Like I just need to be able to talk about it. That's all.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
I feel like that's one big thing that a lot of people, I guess, overlook is that most people are really good at figuring out their problems when they can really just engage with it. Like we kind of steer away from it and we're like, oh, I don't want to talk about that. That'll make it worse. But I feel like so many people are a lot more like emotionally intelligent than they give themselves credit for.
Yeah.
And just talking it out a lot of the times can really steer people in the right direction.
That's true. That's why therapy worked for some people.
Mm-hmm. But you have to really you have to want to find the issue and solve it.
Exactly.
So I feel like it can't work for a lot of people because you have to want it because it doesn't come easy.
I just recognize that this wasn't how I was supposed to be feeling, I guess. I don't want to use the word supposed to because I was, you know, a kid, and I didn't know what I was feeling, and then I just kind of knew that I had to talk it out.
Yeah.
And accepted it. And yeah. Do you have any like mental struggles, I guess, or did?
I'd say most of them would come from me failing. I didn't want to try things because I was afraid of failing. So I know I could be the best version of myself if I try and I fail. I think that's the beauty of life, is that you can fail and it's okay to fail, but to me, it's not okay to fail. And I think that's one thing.
Do you think that's held you back from doing stuff even now?
Yes, I do think so.
It was really interesting and really nice to hear from you guys today, this afternoon. And I can't wait to see you in public
Yes.
and around the campus. And, you know, maybe next episode we can talk about things a little bit more around the campus.
Oh, yes. Like the chicken nuggets.
I know what you're going on. Okay.
I think this feeling of recording this podcast with you guys is also one of those feelings that I like. It's the feeling of all of a sudden people you don't know very well. As soon as you get into like some sort of deep conversation, you find new parts of people that you didn't know, and then you feel closer and just
I feel
a connection.
I feel as like a comfort.
Yes.
Now I feel like
it's like everyone has like experiences that we can relate to and pull from, and that people you might not expect to feel a certain way do, and it just brings the humanity out, and it makes you feel comfortable.
As one.
We're so human.
Oh my God. We're so human,
We're so
guys.
human.
Connected.
3 peas in a pod.
Three
peas in a podcast.
Jinx. Okay, guys.
Okay, bye.
Bye.